G'day guys, girls and Mini fanatics. Here we have a 2009 Mini Cooper. So they call this one a John Cooper Works. Now clearly I'm not a Mini professor, so do not shoot me down if I give some wrong information, as I may. However, it is a petrol engine, it is an air pump, and it operates the same as just about everything else in the world. So this came to us for a tune. Customer brought it to us after doing some work to the exhaust. Wasn't quite happy with the performance down low. Felt like it was not responding quite as well as it should have. So we set about, got it on the dyno, done some baseline runs, and checking out the boost, I noticed it was very lazy coming on the boost off the bottom, and then about 150 odd sort of kPa in the top end. So my instinct told me there was something wrong. Now, because I don't know these cars intimately like some other people may, I wasn't sure what was right or what was wrong, but instinct just wins every time. So I thought, no, bugger this, I'm going to get in there and have a look. So we got in, we pulled off the inlet manifold, got right in, traced all the vacuum lines for the actuator. They're actually a vacuum controlled actuator. Vacuum tested all the lines, everything was really good. Got down underneath the manifold, vacuum tested everything, checked the solenoid out, cleaned it out, done an ultrasonic clean on it, further tested it, everything tested okay. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? So watching on the dyno, we had a vacuum gauge on the dyno hooked up to the actuator, and at no point was the actual actuator ever functioning. The ECU was not telling it to do its job. And I'm like, okay, well, why? There has to be a problem telling this ECU that there's a problem. And most people would say there's no there's no engine light, so there's not a problem. So all of a sudden, you don't go looking in the simplest place. I thought, okay, I've got it all back together, we've still got a problem. Let's plug the scan tool in and let's do a check. And we use the top-on scan tool, which works really well with the BMW sort of minis and all that, the same thing. And we found an error code, which was sorry, I was going to check. Yeah, 28B1. Now, that's a bypass valve open is what it was. And I'm like, okay, why is that happening? So on the turbocharger, directly underneath this pipe here is a bypass valve attached to the front of the turbocharger. And it's electronically controlled. It's a 2-wire control unit. It's very simple in its operation. So we thought, okay, cool. Let's get the scan tool out. Let's function the bypass valve. And it didn't work. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So we pulled it off, manually operated on the bench with 12 volt and ground. It works. Okay, works fine. Then the next process was, let's pin out the wiring and see what's going on. So we started doing some pins issues right here, luckily enough. So it was quite short run. And we got the multimeter out, started pinning everything across. And then what we found was that it was actually missing the 12 volt wire supply. And we're like, awesome. So then we went looking deeper, and what we found is deep down in the engine, it had a broken wire. The 12 volt wire to the bypass valve was actually broken. Now, the reason why this was giving the fault was because it was telling the ECU that, hey, the bypass valve has failed or it's stuck open. And then the ECU shuts down the boost control. Stupidly enough, the factory ECU does not tell the dash that there is a problem, nor does it tell you there's a problem. So you could be driving around forever and you would never ever know until someone actually plugged a scan tool in. So we found this by fluke. And obviously experience and so on tells us to go looking. So once we got in there, we fixed that all up and got it back on the dyno and started doing some more base running. What a difference it has all made. So let's check out the dyno, and I am absolutely stoked at how this has come up. So right down here, these are our bases. So 87 kilowatts is what it made when it came to us. Once we fixed the bypass valve, which is back to stock form, 117 kilowatts, and then after we did our remap, 134 kilowatts. So for those of you, this is the baseline with the 28B1 code bypass valve. And then the next one is obviously fixed, and then this is our stock line, and then ECU remap. So let's check out the power. Like, check it out. Like, a lot of shops would probably just leave this green line out. The reality is that is the stock line, but I'm leaving it in here for the purpose of this. So this is how the car came to us, the red line. And this is now what we were giving it to the customer, which is absolutely awesome. So like there's the boost there. Like in factory form, it starts off at 100 kPa and then sort of finds its way to 150 kPa, where in stock form, they actually start at 150 kPa and run up to 200 kPa in the top end. And then obviously once we do our remap, we get it closer to 200 at the start and around 220 odd in the top end. So you can see a massive increase. This customer is going to be so happy with these results. Like, yeah, he's going to think the remap did massive. It did. The remap did a big increase, but just by fixing the problem from where it was back to stock, that is like a whopping increase in power straight away. And then obviously we've got the same again on top of that. So, you know, awesome find, good pickup for the customer. He's going to be absolutely stoked. This thing's going to fly out on the road. And, you know, look how small it is. Like, the thing's tiny. This is like a tiny little, this is like a micro machine back in my time when we were playing with little mini cars, and they're like those little things. Yeah, like it's cool. But yeah, like just have a look at the dyno graph. Like it's awesome. Like you just, you know, in stock. So if we look at stock, you know, we've gone from 178 Newton meters to like 250 Newton meters. You know, that's massive there. But if you look at from when it came to us, it had 125 Newton meters, and now it's got 250 Newton meters. So this thing's going to be pulling on the steering wheel just left, right and center. You're going to be like wrestling it all the way down the road, which is really cool, and it makes it fun to drive. And like these minis are very well known for being a very fast, nippy, responsive car, you know, through the tight stuff. So there you have it, guys. I thought I'd just share this video. It's more of a techie informational video. I'm not sort of promoting that, yes, we tune minis and we're gurus at it. No, we're not. We do maybe one a year or two a year if we're lucky. But I just thought this is a really good video because we were pulling our hair out at the start trying to work out what's going on. So I'm going to put this up. I'm going to let people know that, hey, if you get this code, the P28B1 code, then you need to go looking for that fault. And trust me, when you find it, you're going to have so much more power that you're going to be absolutely stoked with it. So, but anyway, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be doing more techie informational videos as I can. I'm a bit time poor, but I will do my best. So thanks again, guys. See you later. Stay safe. Bye.